Hello and welcome. I am the Lord Bonk, and today we have a breakdown on everything you need to know about Boost within Fairytale Fables normal lobbies. So, let's get on into it. We're going to start with the basic of basics and move into game-specific examples that can make Boost difficult to understand in its application. Hopefully, by the end of this, you will be finding the right places to grab boost units to improve your boards and get more and more of that tasty MMR. First things first, Boost, the in-game definition, is on screen. Give the following bonus to characters in front of me while I am alive. This means you will only get the effect of the boost if your character is in position 5, 6, or 7. Also, it will not give the bonus to all of your characters in position 1 through 4. It will only give it to the 2 characters immediately in front of it. So if you have a boost character in position 5, you will give everything that follows that boost keyword to the characters in positions 1 and 2. The other thing we need to cover is another way boost shows up in game. The word booster shows up on a few cards in game. A booster is a character with the keyword boost. Treasures that give stats are not boosters. Characters that give buffs from auras or entrances are not boosters. Rapunzel reads, unyielding, I get an additional +6, +5 from boosters. So Rapunzel is not a booster, but has an effect only when she is gaining the effect of a boost. Rapunzel's prince, though, does have the keyword boost and is a booster. So, if you have Rapunzel in slot 1 and a Rapunzel's prince in slot 5, Rapunzel will get an additional +6, +5 from her own ability, and then she will also get the stats from Rapunzel's prince boost effect. If you have Rapunzel in slot 2 and an additional booster in slot 6, Rapunzel would get an additional 6/5 because she is not affected, because she is now affected by 2 boosters. So expanding on boost, there is more. The 5-cost character Uther Pendragon enables your board to gain the effect of more than just 3 boosters. His aura reads, your front row boosters boost all of your back row. If a booster or aura character except me in the front row dies, keep the buff for the fight. So let's break this down. Any booster character in positions 1, 2, 3, or 4 will now give their boost effect to all characters in positions 5, 6, and 7. And thanks to the second line of this aura, even after your front line of characters has traded out with your opponent's front line, they will still give boosts to your backline. I would like to take a moment, warning, there's going to be some math and some semantics ahead, so strap in. So in Fairytale Fables, when you see things like double or 1x, it does not mean the numbers will be multiplied. It actually means the entire effect will be applied again, which becomes very important when you start looking at interactions and getting these really big satisfying numbers. For instance, the Wise Merlin. The Wise Merlin is a booster that also has an aura reading your boosts are 1x stronger. This means all of your boosts, including Merlin's, will be applied an additional time. There are exceptions, of course. Lady Guinevere cannot have her boost amplified by other characters. So Merlin's aura would not directly affect Lady Guinevere. However, if a unit were to be boosted by both Lady Guinevere and Merlin, they would be receiving 5 boosts in total. 1 from Lady Guinevere and 4 from Merlin. Merlin's aura makes his buff apply twice. By being boosted by Lady Guinevere, each of those boosts is applied again for a total of 4 boosts from Merlin. So now, if Merlin were upgraded and Lady Guinevere was not, how many boosts would there be? So Merlin would apply his boost 3 times to any character in front of him as an upgraded Merlin on his own, and would give it 6 times to anyone also supported by Lady Guinevere. I wanted to call this out because our human brains love patterns, and when something goes from being applied 2 times to 4 times, a lot of us will immediately think it should be applied 8 times after that. However, the semantics of it all, the warning from earlier, things are being applied in an additive way, not a multiplicative way. So we're adding, we're not multiplying. At the end of the day, you are still getting big numbers, but understanding it leads us to some really fun interactions. Just imagine what you can do with only the last 5 characters we've seen. But there's still more to explore. Like this. If you want to really give hunters the most hero attack gains possible, the Fluff buffs need to be in your arsenal. If you have a purple Fluff, which is a booster that gives Fluffs an additional dying breath, you can pair it with Dr. Watson. The Doctor not only gives stats, but also gives characters an additional keyword effect. Dying breath, increase your hero attack by 1 permanently. So, if Dr. Watson is buffing a red or green Fluff in the front row, when they die, they will trigger their normal dying breath as well as Dr. Watson's boost, giving dying breath of increasing your hero attack. If your red and green Fluffs are boosted by both Dr. Watson and purple Fluff, they will trigger both dying breath effects twice. If you can get either of these characters upgraded, you will get to apply that effect again. And not only that, you will have a chance when you triple either of these characters for one of the best treasures for boosts. These are the treasures to keep an eye out for when you are building powerful boost comps. Divine Messenger on level 5 lets your boosters in the back row affect your entire front row. Pairing this with Dr. Watson and any amount of summons is great for hunters. Getting this into a Fluff build will increase your scaling drastically. And if you can squeeze this into a star build, suddenly Moth Fairy can have a lot more punch while not taking up key positioning. The other key treasure is Mage Gloves on level 6, doubling all of your boost effects. Remember, double means apply all of your boosts an additional time. Still incredibly powerful, but it is a key distinction when understanding boost math. What's great about these treasures is you are already looking for units at these level if you're playing boost. Merlin and Lady Guinevere both can find Mage Gloves if you triple them. Dr. Watson, Purple Fluff, Uther Pendragon are all at 5 cost as well, letting you find Divine Messenger. So, if you find the treasures and the characters to get big boosters going, who are your most valuable targets? These two are going to be your prime suspect. Good Boy and King Arthur are incredible units to look for when you have the boosts to support them. Both of them start out with relatively low stat lines, but they each have a dying breath that passes their stats on to other units. By boosting their stats before they perish, you can build a massive back row to clean up the fight. King Arthur will give all of his stats to units that are boosting him. It does not matter how many times a boost is applied, just that a booster is affecting King Arthur. Good Boy, on the other hand, will give stats to 3 good characters with his dying breath. The good news about this is almost all boosters in game are naturally good aligned, including King Arthur. So if you have a Good Boy go down before your King Arthur, you have a chance of buffing your King Arthur. Then when your King Arthur dies, you will get all those stats to your boosters. I want to take a moment to call out one of the more complicated boost units, the 4-cost good character, Hardworking Milkwoman. Her boost effect is not static like the other boost units we've discussed. Her numbers will change between every round because of how the food mechanics work, which I will go more in depth on in another video. But the key thing to know about Hardworking Milkwoman is it's a very powerful card, but it does require a lot of hard work. You need some way of getting this unit food stats. There are spells that can do it, but those come up randomly and get expensive quickly. There is a level 3 character, Playful Dash Hound, that can give other characters food, but the big ticket wombo combo with Hardworking Milkwoman is another farmer. The 5 cost Hardworking Haymaker, which gives food to all characters as well as increases the amount of food that they can retain between rounds. So in general, boost units are very strong throughout the game and can be powerful plug and play pieces while you are working towards an end game comp. But when it comes to Hardworking Milkwoman, if you don't have a consistent way to give this character food, your gold will be better spent elsewhere. And to wrap it all up, some honorable mentions to consider when the game is offering you booster after booster. Characters that summon are great for boosters, allowing you to give out that boost stats and effect to more and more units. Pirates, like Pirate Duelist, are great for getting more bodies to boost, as well as cats also always love more stats. Starchild, at level 5, really benefits from having a large attack. So even if you don't have a moth to directly affect the power of the star, just by boosting his attack, you can essentially get double the effect from your boost units. Rapunzel and Radiant Fairy are also worth a look at level 4. Rapunzel can get big quickly by gaining additional stats from boosters. Radiant Fairy has a Dying Breath to pass on their stats to another unit. These include the stats granted by the boost effects. Also, a shout out to another 6-cost treasure, Magic Scarf. It doubles all auras. So, when paired with the Wise Merlin, it will double Merlin's aura, doubling all boosts, including Merlin's own boost. So final thoughts. In the current meta of early 2024, boost is not the end-all, be-all comp that will get you crowns at high MMR. However, understanding the tools within boost characters will allow you to preserve more health in the mid-game and identify where you can still improve your board. It is not uncommon for many boost units to find their way into other late-game comps. Many of them have powerful keywords like ranged and unyielding, as well as relevant types. Overall, don't dismay if your new use spells hit something like a King Arthur or a Lady Guinevere. You now have the tools to leverage boosts, make stronger boards, and get higher placements. So good luck on the battlefield, friends. I hope to find you in my lobbies soon. Bye!